There were 5 things we wanted to prioritize and surface immediately in the executive summary of Mr-Mak Learning. There were a compelling opening story, the massive opportunity in education and technology, our target market and its huge size, some key metrics and numbers or forecasts, and then the specific benefits of using Mr-Mak Learning. Let's start with the first point, a compelling story. The executive summary of Mr-Mak Learning opens with a powerful introduction. It tells the story of an African child born into rural poverty, orphaned by the age of 2, suffering a physical ability by the age of 8, and having to stop school and starting work at the age of 16 because there's no money. It tells of how that boy goes from digging sewage trenches and sweeping the shop floor to becoming the managing director of Africa's top clothing retailer. All through the power of education and hard work. That boy was my father, and due to him, I received an excellent education. And how when we conceptualized and we built Mr-Mak Learning, we're blending my experience as a teacher and as a businessman to extend this opportunity to access quality education to the mass market in Africa. All kids should have the benefits that I managed to inherit from my father. I've told that story 1,000 times. It's not only true, but it captures the attention. It gets people's hearts and minds. And your audience is really, really hooked. The second thing we did is we referenced the education opportunity and the challenge in Africa and globally. How big the education market is in terms of numbers and dollars, where and how the money is spent, how our platform could contribute to addressing the education bottlenecks, and which part of this market specifically we're targeting. Our third priority built on the second. We made it clear how big the potential market was if we executed well on our business plan. We left no doubt as to how big this opportunity before us was. We created excitement, we created urgency around the facts. The fourth consideration was aimed at potential investors. My partners and I bootstrapped Mr-Mak. We funded it out of our own capital. We didn't borrow money or get funding from external providers. But we've always known that we'll seek investor capital at some point to accelerate our growth. So we tailor-made our executive summary to also cater for this audience. The tone of the executive summary spoke to both the impact we aim to have, but also the returns we forecast to generate. Key numbers on subscriber growth, revenue, cash flow, internal rates of return, valuation multiples on peers, on competitors. All of these were succinctly included to whet the appetite of potential investors. The fifth priority really laid out the specific benefits of Mr-Mak Learning for our users and our customers, and how we differentiated ourselves against the incumbents in the marketplace. We emphasized the problem we're solving for and the solution we developed. And we also told the reader how we would win. So by highlighting these 5 top priorities, we were able to hook any reader, and we were able to set the expectations for the rest of the business plan. Almost all of them proceeded to read the rest of the business plan because the executive summary was so gripping.